All right, welcome back to Jupiter, Florida. Golf cart, capital of the world, also the capital of the WWBA World Championship, our 25th annual here for Perfect Game. It's kind of hard to believe. We roll on today, Game 2 on PGTV, Sticks Baseball, White Sox against Trosky National. The playoffs have begun on this Sunday. I'm Danny Wexelman, joined by Brian Sikowski. My guy, looking forward to this game. I know you know a ton of these guys, the history as well. What stands out to you?
Well, we're in the round of 16. This is the Sweet 16 of Jupiter. Here we are. I know it kind of comes up suddenly given the quickness in which we play playoff games and that, but we are here. It's the Sweet 16. We have two powerhouses, Sticks Baseball, the White Sox scout team, based out of Arkansas, have players mostly from that region, but they go all over the country. Trosky National, a powerhouse from the West Coast with mostly West Coast guys. So it's a countrywide matchup here, Sweet 16, winner to the Elite Eight, and it should be a good one.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got a chance just quickly before the game to talk to both of these teams, and we'll tell you a little bit more about how they got here. But here's the bigger picture right now, the bracket. As you see, the Sweet 16, it does kind of sneak up on you, doesn't it? We had 32. We move along, as you can see, where we are. If you look in the middle of your screen, Trosky National, Sticks Baseball, that's where we're at. These teams playing for a trip to the Elite Eight, do we call it? Is that what we'll call it here?
Absolutely.
When you look at these teams here, anybody who is maybe a surprise to make it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have Doolin coming in as and potentially going to be the #1 overall seed in the tournament.
Okay.
I didn't have that entering the weekend, so that's been a surprise for me. Obviously, they had no problem with their first-round playoff game over the Chicago Scouts Association. They are rolling. That's a team I'm looking forward to see moving forward. This Sticks team won a very, very tight 1-0 game in the bottom of the 7th inning in a walk-off against FTB earlier. They're a bit of an upstart, I think. They were the pool favorite coming in, of course, a very, very strong team perennially, as we know, but have really enjoyed watching them play. I think they're hot right now. They might be the team that sneaks up on us at the end.
Yeah, you know, I just saw that Doolin's team, by the way, and they scored more runs in that one game than they did in their pool play game. So they're feeling hot right now in playoffs. That's the other side of the bracket as well. As you can see, we're ready to take the field and get this game started. So the Sticks are going to be batting first. Trosky is our home team. And we're going to show you the lineup here for the Sticks. The key that I found out through pool play, Brian, pitching and defense for them. The offense is there. You can see the lineup here. You can see they've got some really high-ranked guys. Brenton Clark is going to lead off. Griffin Innes as well, high follow. You can see Landon Schaefer, the shortstop, 66th in his class. But it's been the other intangibles that have really helped them get to this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And Clark's had a really good weekend. He always does. A guy who really just hits. He can get on base. He runs. He plays center field at a high level. He sets the tone for them at the top of their lineup. He's kind of the preeminent leadoff type of hitter in this class. Really good one in that regard. And they have gotten, like you said, Danny, really good pitching, lots of strikes, good defense. They're not beating themselves. They're not making mistakes, and they're getting timely hitting when they need it. Like I said, they're playing hot. They're feeling good. They're confident. They're ready to go.
Yeah, they're going to be facing Jacob Mader Cooper on the mound, the right-handed pitcher for Trosky. And what I found out, he's got an upper 80s pitch, a 12-6 curveball. He's just a strike thrower.
And those are the guys that win in Jupiter. They're not necessarily the guys that have the most golf carts crowded around behind home plate, but usually at the end of the day, the teams who win Jupiter, they don't have the most prospects. They have the most guys who play right now. And guys like this, like Mader Cooper, upper 80s, maybe grab a 90, land a breaking ball for a strike, fill up the zone, pitch in attack mode. Those are the guys who keep hitters off balance in this type of event.
He's a Rice commit, a hopeful surgeon one day in his life is what I was told. So he's obviously got the grades, he's got the brains, and he's a part of the depth that this Trosky team has right now. They're hoping can carry them to the next round as we get started here. As we mentioned, for the Sticks, Brenton Clark is going to be leading off, the Arkansas commit out of Texarkana, Texas.
Like I said already, Clark's had a good week. Have seen him get multiple hits. Every time I see him, I think he goes like 2 for 3 with a walk and 2 steals or something like that. So expect more of the same from him. He doesn't swing and miss a ton. He knows the zone. He's willing to walk. He's patient. We said in the open, he really is the perfect leadoff hitter.
There's a strike. It's a 2-1 count. That one at the bottom of the zone to even it up.
Mater Cooper sitting exactly like he said he would. He's sitting 88 miles an hour with that fastball to open up. There's that breaking ball. Couldn't quite land it where he wanted to, but you've seen already the arm side life on the fastball. He's gotten those strikes called on the outer edge with that run away from these left-handed hitters. That should be a good pitch for him for the majority of his outing.
All right, so that ball is low. That's going to be a leadoff walk for Brenton Clark. By the way, Drew Rogers, I'm sorry, Zach. Drew Rogers behind the plate, catching right now, one of our PG All-Americans. I was hoping to catch up with him this week. I haven't had a chance yet, but he stood out to me a couple months ago when we saw him. Just so impressed by him and how he's grown and developed and his mindset through everything. So excited to watch him here.
He had an absolute tank about 20 minutes ago, too.
Did he?
in their quarterfinal round, or with a round of 32. He had an absolute nuke. Seen him do that a couple times this summer. Like you talked about, Danny, he's been really good behind the plate, the catch and throw. He hosed like 3 guys at PG National. That's one place to do it. That'll always stick in our memories. And he's picked off at first.
Wow. What a nice job. Mater Cooper paying attention, turns and picks him off.
Caught Brenton Clark leaning. Perfect throw, too. You couldn't put that in a better spot if you want that quick tag. That's just quick feet, good awareness, good timing.
Griffin Innes, the batter. Hits that one slowly on the ground. Mater Cooper fields and makes the play, 2 away.
PFP, pitcher fielding practice. It's actually a little bit ironic. You know, the SoCal teams are generally the ones known for the absolute importance placed on fundamentals and being able to bunt and being able to defend bunts and so on and so forth, the small ball, the team game. And sure enough, right there, we had an opposing pitcher make an excellent play hopping off the mound on a slow hopper to get an out. Not
easy to make that play. Connor Cunningham, the batter, the 3-hole hitter for the Sticks. He's out of Batesville, Arkansas, committed to Murray State.
Mater Cooper feeling that fastball command right now. He's kind of putting that thing wherever he wants to in the upper 80s. Great spot. Ooh, great spot for that. Perfect call from Rogers. Perfect execution. Got the very nearly empty swing. It's a good spot.
Gets a little confidence with the pickoff move, successful pickoff move, and then that ground ball for a quick 2 outs in the top of the first. Cunningham waits, hits it on the ground to second. The play is made, so 1-2-3 inning.
Reggie Sharp on the play there at second base. The Detroit native, Reggie Sharp,
How
playing for the SoCal team out of Trosky.
Nice job by Trosky. They'll come back in the bottom of the first and get a chance to hit.
Oh, yeah. Good wait for this one.
Welcome back, bottom 1. We're scoreless. We are moving on in the playoffs, a round of 16 right now. Our matchup on PGTV, we've got Trosky and the Sticks. You can see on the mound, AJ Pino committed to Fordham. He's actually originally from the Northeast, now at IMG. Got a fastball, curveball, changeup. Zach, he pitched 1 inning on Wednesday, got the save, but another guy who's just going to be a strike thrower.
Yeah, and that's, again, the name of the game here in Jupiter. You got to throw strikes. You have to minimize mistakes. Any extra bases given out or extra 90 feet in any direction is going to work against you negatively because these games are usually so tight, especially once we get in the playoffs here. So just pound the zone, let your defense work behind you, and get outs.
First pitch in, strike to Addison Klepsch. He's leading off for Trosky.
Klepsch, a talented player, really well-rounded, can defend the middle infield, has good approach at the plate, takes good at-bats, consistent contact skills. A guy who obviously headed to the SEC from Southern California.
Yeah, from Escondido, California, committed to Auburn. I feel like I'm already behind in my college prep right now.
Who's your number one?
It's hard not to pick LSU, right? But I think there's some other teams that can give them a run. Florida for sure. Sully's got something cooking down there as always, but coming off last year's run and what they were able to do, I feel like they're just building more and more. We just talked to Jack Caglione the other day too, so he'll be a huge part of that staff. Swing and a miss for strike 3, 1 away.
Looked like a breaking ball down and in. Just kind of dove under the barrel. A good pitch. Good result. Going to see the Trosky lineup here. Obviously, that was Klepsch leading off there to get to strike out to lead off this inning.
This is Gunnar Guile. Takes ball 1 inside. Guile from Tucson, Arizona, committed to Arizona. So Pino right now kind of having his way.
Quickly ahead, sitting in the mid-80s with the fastball. He's throwing that slider at will. It was really effective against the right-handed hitter Klepsch. I'm sure we may see one right here. Nope, a really well-located fastball, even better.
When we get to this point in Jupiter, the depth plays, right? Like depth is so important at this point because another great pitch. Wow, another strikeout for Pino, back-to-back Ks. To have depth like this on Sunday in the round of 16, that's a huge deal.
Talk about the lineup here for Trosky. Klepsch we've seen, Guile we've seen, a couple of punchies to start. This is Drew Rogers, the All-American, the catcher, committed to Georgia Tech. Lots of rank here in this lineup. Hanson there, Quentin Marsh, Brock Kettleson, and Reggie Sharp there going to close it up. Michigan State commit from Detroit, talented middle infielder. Good lineup, very deep. Pino just kind of putting it wherever he wants to right here now.
Right.
Fastball and breaking ball, keeping guys guessing. This is how you do it. Pitch backwards, have feel. He looks good so far.
Rogers comes from a long line of catchers. His brother, his dad, it's kind of in his blood. Fell in love with the position. Plays it really well. Hot shot down the line. That one gets past the third baseman. It's a 2-out base hit for Drew Rogers.
Rogers keeps swinging a hot stick. Hit a nuke just in the last game 30 minutes ago or so. That ball was hit really hard, obviously on the ground just down the line, but he definitely got that on the barrel. We'll get another look at it here. It's kind of like a fastball. He tried to sneak by him up in the zone, and Rogers wasn't having any of that. He was ready for it, got the hands out, hard contact.
Yeah, that's a guy who takes really professional at bats. I feel like he's so patient at the plate as well. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for him.
Love that courtesy runner for the catcher there. Let him get back in, sit down, drink some water, put his shin guards on.
Lincoln Garcia will bat with 2 away from Huntington Beach, California, the Vanderbilt commit. Takes ball 1.
No reason for Pino to do anything other than he's already been doing. Just land that breaking ball, keep commanding the fastball. Rogers has all kinds of bat speed, so that could be more of an aberration than anything. Just keep pitching.
Garcia fouls that off. It's a 1-1 count. Pino taking his time.
Just wanted to update the folks at home who are spending their Sunday with us rather than the NFL, that the best team in football, the Detroit Lions, are off to a quick 7-0 start against Carolina. Just wanted to update everyone, that's all.
They're back? Or is that what you told me the other day?
There's no, there was nothing before them to be back from. They were good in the 50s, I think.
Quite a few years before our time. 2-2 count for Garcia. Trosky won most of their pool games pretty handedly. They won their first playoff game coming into this one 8-2 over the Richmond Braves 18U Platinum.
It's a well-balanced team. They kind of do everything well. They have good defenders. They have different types of bats throughout the lineup, and they play good defense. They throw strikes generally on the mound.
Ball gets away, so our courtesy runner takes second. Let me get you that name for him.
Should be Luke Taylor out there at second as the pinch runner, it looks like, from here. Shouts out to the studio for helping us out there.
All right, so Luke Taylor takes second base. Still 2 away, 3-2 count. In the dirt, bounces in for a 2-out walk.
Generally, you don't want to be playing the game this early where, all right, we have a base open, this is the cleanup guy, we can be careful, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I understand that approach later in the game, in a close game. But bottom one, I'm still thinking in my head, attack, attack, attack. And so I think Pino needs to get back to that. Just those first 2 hitters he faced, he made it look like he was the big leaguer and they were still high school kids. Just attack.
Yeah, it was back-to-back Ks, a single to Rogers, and now a walk. That'll bring up Josh Hansen. Hansen from San Francisco, California, committed to Southern California.
Hansen, physical, right-handed bat, has a bunch of power there. Like the athleticism for a guy of his size, like the bat speed.
Ball's in the dirt. Runners will stay put. Looks like there's going to be a quick visit out to the mound.
I think Coach will probably end up saying a lot of the same thing I just said. You know, hey, it's the first inning. When you were in the zone, those guys couldn't even touch you. Just keep throwing strikes, just keep attacking, trust your stuff. You got a bunch of guys behind you who are looking to make plays.
All right, so quick meeting. Two-0 count for Hansen. Runners on first and second, 2 away in the bottom of the first.
Get your strike over. Don't put it right down the middle. But this is Trosky. They'll do this to you. They'll just grind you. And the best teams are able to do this. The best teams are able to stay patient. They're able to let the pitcher kind of beat himself in a lot of ways. We're seeing that on display right now. Hansen not expanding the zone, not getting greedy.
There's a ball low. That's ball 4 low, in fact. That's going to load him up. And Quentin Marsh will be the batter. So it's back-to-back walks after back-to-back strikeouts to start this frame.
Yeah, after a very impressive first, 5 or 6 pitches, whatever that was, through the first 2 batters. Gave up that single to Rogers, and then it felt like he kind of was trying to just, touch and feel on the edges and really just kind of aim. But needs to get back into attack mode, understand his stuff's good enough to beat guys in the zone.
Marsh out of San Jose, California, the Stanford commit, and walks have not really been an issue for this Sticks team up until right now.
It's just it's a long tournament, you know. It ends up being a grind. This is day 4 or day 5 of the event, depending on if you were in an exhibition game early in the tournament. If you're moving on to the semifinals, you got to play tomorrow. It is a grind. It's mentally taxing. It's physically taxing. You don't know how many arms necessarily that they brought with them, or they've had to go through already, or maybe they're saving for down the line, and there's just a lot of things to juggle.
2-0 pitch coming right down the pipe for strike 1. So the Sticks team to get to this game just beat FTB Phillies National 1-0.
It was a very, very close game. They won on a walk-off error in the bottom of the 7th. I think they had a guy on second base. There was a slow chopper hit to third. He bounced the throw to first, and the runner was wheeling around third, and the first baseman couldn't come up with it in enough time to throw home, and that's how the Sticks marched on. But hey, whatever it takes, just win. Just win, baby.
Whatever it takes. That's right. That's a hard chopper on the ground right side. Fielded and stepped on first base. So those two runners stranded. So we're going to head to the second scoreless. Some traffic on the bases for Trosky, but they're unable to push a run across. We'll be back in the top of the second just after this. All right, welcome back. Jacob Mader-Cooper back out on the mound for Trosky. And Sticks had a 1-2-3 first inning. Jack Meisner, the cleanup hitter, is the leadoff guy in this one. Close to us, no glove, no one over here to make the catch. Meisner out of Phoenix, Arizona, committed to UC Santa Barbara.
Mader-Cooper, Danny, so efficient and so quick with the strike throwing. You hadn't even finished your intro, and it was 0-2.
He's quick, man.
He's not waiting on you.
No, he doesn't care about me. Not at all. He shouldn't. He absolutely shouldn't. He's got places to be. He's got a round of 8 to make it to.
He's trying to throw a shutout and get on a flight.
Yeah.
He's got to go to school tomorrow.
That's right. That school thing. Yeah, right.
Great pitch. Great pitch there. Gets ahead 0-2 by painting fastballs, loses a couple fastballs arm side to bring the count even, and then just kind of dropped in a changeup, it looked like. Great job by Rogers back there sticking that too and presenting it well to the umpire for a called strike. Good pitch.
So it's 4 retired. Jackson Aiken in the air to left. Catch is made. So another quick out, 2 away for Trosky.
And yeah, confirmed that was a changeup, 78 miles an hour to get that swing or to get that called strike. And now quickly 2 outs after a 1-pitch 1 out.
Our umpires behind the plate, Peter Gaberti, and on the bases, Antonio Pinzone for our second game here on PGTV. There's another strike from Mader-Cooper.
Let's see if he gets ahead 0-2 here for the 3rd straight hitter. Sure did. Rogers doing well back there, receiving. It's like, you know, it's tougher to almost evaluate receiving from sitting behind the plate as opposed to sitting where we are, where I can watch it on the monitor, you know? And that's just, that was 1, 2, 3, good morning, good night, good afternoon, in whatever order you want to put them in. A great stick by Rogers again on a fastball away, and we are quickly headed to the bottom of the second.
6 up, 6 down. We'll go back to the bottom of the second when we return.
I never let myself believe that I was gonna be in the big leagues. I always worked for it until I achieved it. Back in Puerto Rico, I remember my dad would hit me ground balls from the top of the hill. That forced me to always move my feet. There were no limits to where I could go, so I played with no limits.
All right, welcome back. We're scoreless, bottom 2 sticks. Baseball, White Sox versus Trosky National. Just 1 hit so far in this game. The field of 16, these guys trying to advance to the round of 8. And then, of course, to the Final Four. Our championship game tomorrow will be on Perfect Game TV. Darren Sutton, David Ronsley will be on the call for that. So we hope you'll join us on Monday for that game. But for now, we come back to our game here as we see A.J. Pino back out on the mound. And Andrew Bell will lead off for Trosky. Bell from Denver, Colorado, a Duke commit.
Pino did a good job escaping a kind of jam he put himself into in the first inning after the first 2 batters were very successful. He got himself into a jam, loaded the bases, I believe, was able to pitch out of it, getting ground ball. So more of the same, need that. Just keep attacking. Your defense has already proven they're willing to work behind you. No reason to do anything too much to try and be too much. Just keep throwing strikes, keep letting guys make contact early in counts.
Yeah, he had back-to-back strikeouts for the top of the order. So that pitch is fired in for strike 1. Then he gave up a single to Rogers and then back-to-back walks to load him up, as you said. They did get out of the jam, though. That pitch missing.
Just feels like he's trying to be a little too fine with the command. You know, aim small, miss small.
There's strike 2. So full count to Bell.
Good job back there by Carlton, receiving, bringing that one down a little bit, getting that strike called for his pitcher.
It's a line drive, a foul on the right side of the field. Another ball chopped the other way.
Good battle here. Good at bat here. Just you know, keep fouling them off. Keep battling. Make that pitcher work. Get into that pitch count. Get them thinking about their bullpen already. You see the pitch tracker we have on the screen, up to 33 already.
Another bouncing ball. Bell's just spraying them on both sides right now.
This is there's nothing more annoying for a pitcher. This dude is saying words in his head that we can't repeat on this broadcast.
Back at it, full count. In the air.
Out, out.
Out of play. Seventh or eighth pitch of this at bat.
Yeah, it's been a long one. It's been fun to watch. You know, it's like I said, there's nothing more annoying for the pitcher, but at the same time, there's you know, this is a satisfying thing for the hitter.
Bell waits on it. It's a fair ball. All the way to the corner of the left field. He's hitting second, and he's gonna hold up. He's got himself a leadoff double wins the battle against Pino.
And that's it's an old adage in baseball, and it's an old adage in softball. It's an old adage in any kind of batted ball sport. The more that you're in the box against the same pitcher, the better your success is going to be because you've seen everything he has. You've seen all of his pitches, and that was Bell saw every pitch there, got a breaking ball, got it on the inside part of the plate, got the barrel out, didn't miss it, doubled down the line, and I had him 4-3 around the bag at first on the turn, which is a pretty notable turn time in terms of speed. So hard contact, good at bat, plus a good run time. Pretty good scouting moment for him there.
Brock Kettleson squares around, lays the bunt down. Pino picks it up, throws it over, airmails it over his head. Good backup there, though. Looks like by the second baseman to grab it.
That was good backup because that was scoring a run.
No doubt.
Yeah, he airmailed the first baseman or whoever happened to be over there covering the bag. I didn't see the full wheel bunt coverage there, but either way, that perfect bunt, perfect spot. At the very least, that was getting the runner over, and at the very most, you kind of got what you wanted there. That an overthrow, a mistake, and a good job by the sticks to have someone backing up. But that was very much exactly what Trosky wanted, and was very nearly a run.
Yeah, so Pino came over to grab it and then had to turn around and throw it. Bell ends up over at third base, and that's going to cause a pitching change. That's it for A.J. Pino. We'll introduce you to the new arm when we come back.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. I feel like Mike Jordan, give me the rock and I'm scoring. Hey, came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. I told him this ain't a game.
All right, welcome back. We've got a scoreless game, bottom of the second. New pitcher for the Sticks. This is Johnny Carver, the left-handed pitcher from Raymore, Missouri, an Arkansas commit. What else you got on this guy?
Yeah, a good-sized lefty, listed at 6'1", 190, ranked as the 140th player in the class here. This is a 2026, though, so notable here. He's an underclassman. There's a good number of 2025s here, but it's rare when you see a 2026 on one of these Jupiter rosters, especially a Jupiter roster for one of these big national scout teams. So obviously Carver has good stuff. Obviously we've seen him very good in the past, hence the ranking. And we'll see if the stage is too big for him here because they are bringing him in a crucial spot early in this one.
Yeah, big spot. Trosky's got runners on the corners. Bell's over at third base. Brock Kettleson is on first. He squared around to bunt. The ball was overthrown, so he was safe, and Bell was able to advance over to third base. Ridge Erickson will be the batter out of St. George, Utah. BYU commit.
I would expect we might see something a little team offense oriented here. From Trosky. You got nobody out, men on first and third. It's the bottom of the lineup here, 9-10. And that's not an insult. Both of these dudes in 9 and 10 are Division I committed baseball hitters. Like, they're both really good at this. So, you know, not to say anything there, but, like, this is a SoCal team. We might see something a little creative in the next couple hitters.
Erickson takes strike one. Yeah, I'd like to see that, too. I mean, listen, you get to this point, you said it, win anyway. I think we see a lot more small ball, a lot more aggressiveness. You got to take your chances where you can.
And this is, I've said this on this very broadcast from Jupiter this year. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of small ball. Like, I don't believe that anybody's best swing is a backside ground ball. Like,
sure.
You know, like those kind of philosophies. But my opinion has always been that small ball is a part of the game, so therefore you should be good at it and be able to execute it in the situations where it's called for. So we're going to find out here, because the more small ball is played, we're going to find out who's good at it, who knows how to defend it.
Erickson takes a hack in the air, foul territory. It gets down. And I think when I watch this game played out, what I want to see runs scored. I want to see these teams advance. And in this moment, if it calls for a bunt being laid down, do your job, right?
Absolutely.
Like, advance your team. I always want to see guys hit. Of course I do. But you got to advance. Like, lose and you're done.
This is Jupiter. We are trying to find a Jupiter champion. We're trying to find a world champion.
Right.
Don't come to the national showcase and bunt, but you can bunt
Totally.
here if it means winning for your team.
Egos aside here in Jupiter. We leave them at the door. Pitch to Erickson, another one in there. This time right side, right field. Bell, I don't know if Bell tagged.
Yeah, he might have left
Anyway.
early. That caused him to stop. I don't know if he was going to go anyway, but I agree with you, Danny. I think he was a step early, and that definitely put a halt to everything.
Yeah,
even if
he
was
wasn't
gonna
sure.
Go. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, if you're a base runner and you know you left early, it's better to stay there at third base and avoid the mistake than try and push it and hope the umpire wasn't looking.
Yeah, Bennett Career out in right field makes the catch, and everyone stays put. So that's the first out of the frame.
Reggie Sharp steps in, Michigan State commit, right-handed hitting middle infielder. Actually, he does some switch hitting. He's been developing his left-handed swing, but obviously here against a lefty, we'll see him hit right-handed, which is his more natural side. But was a part of one of the best double play combos in Michigan State history with Jaron Purify at shortstop at University Leggett High School. Reggie's now taken his talents to Combine for his final season as Jaron moved on to Clemson.
That ball's a floater in the air down the left field line. Fair ball. Bell will score. Kettleson holds up at third. Sharp going for second. Slides in safely. Trosky's on the board. Reggie Sharp, RBI.
I cannot even begin to tell the folks at home how many times I've seen him do exactly that. A huge situation, runners on base. He's a low heart rate guy, nothing rattles him, and he's just getting the ball on the barrel, punching it somewhere, probably driving in a big run. That's exactly what happened there. Reggie Sharp summed up in a perfect 5-second summation right there. Kid's a really good player.
And you know what else he does? He turns the lineup over. So important, right? Who cares where you bat? You turn the lineup over anyway when the game begins. Top of the order, Addison Klepsch back up, struck out his first at bat. He takes a strike from Carver.
And now Klepsch has to do a job. He's men on second and third. There's less than 2 outs. The infield for the Sticks is playing. They're shaded in. Shortstop's back, but they are shaded in. So you got to get something to the outfield. You got to lift something. Good take there.
They check. Umpire says no go.
But yeah, you got to get this runner home from third. You have to do a job here. You don't need to hit a ball in the gap, but you do need to get that guy home from third. No strikeouts here. No weak pop-ups.
1-1 to Klepsch. That ball's deep to center field. Catch is made. Kettleson tags and scores. Sharp advances to third. So sacrifice RBI, and Trosky takes a 2-0 lead over the Sticks.
And that's exactly it. That's an unselfish at bat. And you know, I mean, like he hit that ball hard. That was a really good swing. Hit a line drive towards the right center field gap. It got run down, but that's exactly what you're supposed to do in that situation. Go up there for the team and not for yourself. Put a good swing on a ball in a hittable spot. Get that run home for your club. And now with Reggie tagging and moving up to third, they're a wild pitch away from adding another one.
No doubt. He's got the speed. He's pesky out there. I feel like he puts pressure on the defense when he is on the bases. So Gunnar Guile will come up with 2 away. Carver's first pitch, strike. There's ball 1.
Again, similar things here for Guile. Obviously, you need a hit here. You can't just, get a sacrifice fly or something like that. But a tough matchup with an angly lefty. Just make some contact. That one rolled foul, so he'll get another opportunity. But this is a tough at bat for a left-handed hitter, given the angle that Carver throws from and kind of how far he steps over a little bit. But got to stay in there. Got to keep that front hip in there. Got to read that sweeper that's tailing away from you. Maybe try and punch something down the opposite field line. But got a good opportunity here to do something.
1-2 count to Guile. He steps off, throws over to third. Sharp gets in a rundown. Catcher's going to chase him. He's going to dive back, tagged out at third. So that's going to end the frame.
This ain't the MHSAA, Reggie. This is Jupiter.
So Reggie Sharp is out, but not before Trosky gets on the board. Watch us run down one more time.
Yeah, just the well-executed rundown by the sticks. He had no chance.
All right, welcome back. Top three. Trosky National gets those 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning to lead 2-0 over Sticks Baseball, the White Sox team. This is the field of 16 trying to advance to the field of 8 in the playoffs. Jacob Mater Cooper back out on the mound for Trosky. I believe Bennett Career is the batter for the Sticks.
And this might be the first time that Mater Cooper's been behind 2-0 the whole game so far. The quick 6 up, 6 down through his first 2 innings, he's been so efficient. His big thing has been getting ahead, putting guys away, letting them put themselves away. That's a great pitch there, 2-0 to get an empty swing. Rogers is leading him well behind the plate. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He's not trying to overpower anyone. Here's a fastball in the zone. I'm going to keep up the pace. There's another one there. Another punchy. I had the count wrong. That's my bad, everyone.
That's all right. I believe that's his third. Well, he could have more than 3 strikeouts, actually. It's at least his 3rd strikeout.
Yeah, that ball's maybe a touchdown, but you know, Rogers is back there receiving it so well. He's getting these strikes for his guys, and that's a part of the game now. These aren't robot umpires. The receiving and framing is still an influence.
Landon Schaefer, the batter. And that one's going to tag him, so he'll take his base. So that was 7 straight retired for Mater Cooper before that hit by pitch.
I don't know if there's been a 3-ball count yet.
Yeah.
You know, it's just been so efficient and quick, and you know this, Danny. You've called significantly more college baseball games than I have. Like, when you got a guy out there on a college mound, even if he's not throwing 100, if he's out there with pace, with tempo, hammering the zone at 88, 90, those guys win a ton of college games. And they're better to watch.
I think people underestimate the power of location and consistency and providing stability to your team. Stuff is great. Stuff is awesome. Spin is freaking cool, right? RPMs, we love advanced analytics, but we also love a guy who can pound the zone and locate his pitches for strikes.
And you're seeing Mater Cooper do it with 3 pitches. It's been fastball, breaking ball, changeup, and it's not something that many high school players can do.
No doubt.
Some of them can throw 2 for strikes and throw a 3rd one that they exclusively have to bounce or something like that. A lot of them really can't even consistently throw any of them for strikes.
Another check down of Schaefer. Paxton Flagg, the batter, by the way.
There's Rogers again, the quick out of the crouch, above average throwing strength, the quick release. He likes to throw. That's not the first, or that's not the only time we're going to see him try and backpick the first today. In fact, he was probably bummed there was no base runners up until now. My man was trying to throw the ball.
I have no doubt. Here's the dive back.
Looks like he got his hip or something there. Kind of landed on his hip. He's staying in the game, though.
Stays in
He's
the
tough.
game. Mater Cooper 0-1 pitch. Now ahead 0-2.
Just a perfectly located fastball on the outer edge of the plate.
Flag from Greenbrier, Arkansas, uncommitted catcher.
You ever been to Arkansas, Danny?
Oh, yeah.
One of the few states I've never been to.
Oh, really? Yeah. I've got a great story about Arkansas. The first time I went there, I covered a press conference for Mike Anderson when he left Mizzou and went to Arkansas, and I got booed out of Arkansas. I went to the press conference and asked him why he left Mizzou. You can check it out. There's,
Woo pig.
yeah, it was a tough day for Danny Wexelman. We got the story, though.
And look where you are
Look
now.
where we are now, yeah. I got booed out of the press conference. My sports director was concerned about me. We made it through, though. Made it through. 1-2 pitch, bounced in the dirt. Schaefer's going to take second. That one was spiked. Rogers couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, in fact, he probably did the absolute most he could there. You know, he kind of got his chest in front of it, but that was a good 8 feet to his right and thrown about 47 feet. So, yeah, we're going to call that one a wild pitch. And I am overly critical of catchers, so I'll be the first one to say pass ball, but that was a wild pitch.
2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Mater Cooper.
Imagine throwing a 46-foot breaking ball that misses the strike zone by 9.5 feet, and then on the very next pitch, absolutely painting a fastball.
It's called intimidation.
It's awesome.
Brian.
Excellent work.
Reverse psychology. Oh, I just chucked the ball in the dirt. He won't think I can throw a strike next. Here it comes, buddy. I like what I see. 2 away, Hunter Carlton will bat. First base runner for the Sticks to reach second. Carlton takes ball 1 low. I will say, though, I think Arkansas has great food. People are really nice. It's obviously a bordering state of Missouri, so it's one of my, you know,
You have to
7
claim the area.
bordering
Yeah.
states, 7 or 9, something like that. Hunter Carlson, my mistake. Hunter Carlson at the plate and behind the plate this afternoon.
That wasn't your mistake. We'll blame
That's
that on
okay.
Sut. He's
No.
not here to defend himself.
Sut. Yeah, this is for sure Sut's fault. Where is Sut? I haven't seen him all day.
I've seen him. He's
What's he
cruising on a
doing?
golf cart, flexing those new Doc Martens. He's looking good. He's looking good.
He's going to be on the call tomorrow for the championship game here on PGTV. We hope you'll join us. 2-0 pitch coming. They're going to check back on Schaefer, but the ball is going to get away, so he's going to take third. Strong throw from center.
Those are the unforced errors you don't need.
Yeah.
I understand keeping runners close. I understand the concept that you pick the guy off early and Drew Rogers is behind the plate, but those are unforced errors. There's no reason to force that. You have 2 outs. Attack the hitter. Now, another wild pitch, another accidental, 46-foot breaking ball, and that's a run.
So runner at third. 2-0 pitch delivered for a strike. Carlson from Hudson, Wisconsin. He's a Wichita State commit. Takes another strike from Mater Cooper.
Just spent about 4 days in Wichita a couple weeks
Did
ago.
ya?
Yeah. Watched a little JUCO baseball.
Bet you saw some good stuff,
We
huh?
did. Kansas JUCO is always very fun.
Yeah. All right, that pitch is low. So Carlson's going to work a 2-out walk. Now, Sticks have runners on the corners.
We're going to
and
flip the lineup here, too.
flipped the lineup back to Brenton Clark. We're going to have a courtesy runner come out. What do you got?
I don't know. This roster is bigger than the Bible.
I see Braden McNamee
I don't know. That guy doesn't look 6'5", 170 over there, does he? We'll have to ask.
I don't know.
We'll check back. Sticks brought a 70-man roster.
Number 45, I do believe, right?
I think there's someone with triple digits on here.
Oh, wait.
As a number.
Jesse Morrell.
There we
Jesse
go.
Morrell. Could that be him?
Sure.
All right, we're going to have to work on that. So it looks like he took off for second, and the throw down was in time. Drew Rogers taking care of business here. And we're going to come back. We'll show you that play when we come back. Trosky's up 2-0. We go to the bottom of the third.
There's a lot of great players, but very few icons.
To be an icon, you have to be good on and off the field. The gold and black is iconic. I just love how they mesh together at the top.
The icon bat is very balanced and light feel, which allows you to trust your barrel. It feels good when you swing it.
Icon's different because the sweet spot felt huge.
The pop, you just throw the bat out and the ball just flies.
If you're an elite player, you'll love the icon.
Being in the wild is the best when you're with your family. We do all kinds of different things at camp. Go fish, surf, dive. I think I'll probably be coming out here the rest of my life.
All right, welcome back. Trosky leads by 2, bottom 3. The Sticks had a chance to get on the board in that last inning. Here's what happened. We were both trying to figure out what was going on here. So Mater Cooper ends up thrown to third. They're trying to reel him in, and they pick him off on third.
So the Sticks tried to do a walk-off, and Mater Cooper, rather than even getting engaged with such tomfoolery, just threw directly to third with no interruption and got that guy. That's excellent work. That's absolutely cutting right through the red tape. Because usually, you practice that play in practice, and it's like, all right, throw it to the shortstop. Now the athlete has it. Let him deal with which base to throw to. Mater Cooper was like, absolutely not. I got it.
That's his second pickoff.
Yeah,
Dude's feeling good.
Yeah, it was.
Dude's feeling really good right now, as he should. There's no doubt about it.
He's
having
handling
himself a
business.
game. Yeah, so those runners are left stranded, and we move along. Trosky back at the plate. Johnny Carver back out on the mound. The lefty have another go at it.
More of the same from Carver. Pitched out of a bit of a jam there in the second. Did a pretty good job. Just keep throwing strikes, keep attacking. You're going to hear me repeat the same mantra for most pitchers. I'm a believer that at literally any level of baseball, attacking the hitter and attacking the strike zone is the way you should do it. It's either attack or be attacked.
Here's Gunnar Guile. Takes strike 2, so Carver ahead 0-2 in the count, taking a page out of Mater Cooper's book. Trosky scored their 2 runs in the last inning. But Carver's had a chance now to catch his breath and come back out. So we'll see if that helped a little bit.
That was a good pitch and a good take. Breaking ball swept it a little bit off the plate. Good take to stay in there.
That one in the air, out of play. It's getting a little quieter out here at the quad as we advance through Sunday playoff day. Little less golf cart action going on.
A little bit. They get a ground ball to first. You take it unassisted, easily to the bag. That's the first out of the inning. But yeah, most of the time, not most of the time, but generally speaking, it's you have the full contingent of carts and scouts here for every day of pool play. And then once we get to the playoffs, the field is so shortened that teams don't need as many guys here to cover it. Right. So a bunch of them get sent home, and usually like the Florida area guys are going to stick around here to the last day because they only have a couple-hour drive home or whatever it is. You'll see that a lot. But we are about, I'd say, 60-70% still as far as guys here.
Love to see it. Drew Rogers back at the plate, singled his last at bat. Takes a strike from Carver. Rogers won the Rawlings Gold Glove Award at our PG All-American. Rips a line drive into left field, close to where he hit in his first at-bat, just a little more closer to the infield. So a one-out single for Drew Rogers. And the bat plays, but the glove, man, for him to win that Gold Glove, you know, we've had catchers do it before, but it's special. It's cool to see a catcher get that award.
And he, you know, he's consistently a good defender. No one's saying that. But really, that award was won at PG National when he was just throwing guys out. I think he threw 3 different guys out at PG National in gameplay, which is very difficult to do because, you know, you really don't play that many innings in totality.
In the air, right field. That's 2 away.
But he was consistently sub-2 on his in-game pop times. He was accurate to second base with a strong arm. We've talked about the offense, but that award was won on his defensive abilities, and he has stood out.
Josh Hansen, the batter. He walked his first at bat. Courtesy runner at first, Luke Taylor. Quick check on him.
Liked what I've seen from Carver. This is the first time I've seen him. Danny, you know, like I don't usually see a lot of the 14U or younger or even really 15U. I just don't see any of it. So this is my first look at him, and you don't necessarily expect to see guys for the first time as underclassmen in Jupiter, but here we are. And he's pitching well. He's keeping guys off balance. There's another ground ball, some more weak contact, get out of the inning.
Jackson Aiken makes the play, so runner is stranded, and the Sticks are going to come back. They're going to try to get their offense going. They had runners last inning. The pickoff play, though, erased that. Trosky leads by 2. We go to the 4th. All right, welcome back. Straight to the action. Trosky up 2-0 over the Sticks. Top 4, Jacob Mater Cooper back out on the mound. That ball's hit in the air to deep right field. Right in front of the track, the catch is made.
Another good swing from Brenton Clark, I believe that was. There, we're going to take a look here at what Mater Cooper's been able to do through his first 3 and now a third. Obviously got that clutch pickoff there in the first inning. That erased the only base runner he's had so far. Has located that changeup, has dotted his fastball, has really thrown that breaking ball for strikes too. He's in pitching and attack mode. And before I'm even done breaking him down, he's gotten 2 outs in the 4th.
2 quick outs, a little fly ball over to third base. Off Griffin Innes's bat. So Connor Cunningham will come up to the plate. It's a 3-hole hitter for the Sticks. He takes strike 1. So if you're the Sticks team, and you're watching how Mater Cooper is working. Are you not swinging at more first pitch strikes? Are you not taking advantage of the fact that it's pretty obvious what Jacob is trying to do?
It's tough because you know, you can tell guys go up to the plate, hit the fastball, blah 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 blah. But if it's on a corner perfectly, that's really not a pitch you want to swing at. But there again, just like that, jeez, let's go to break.
1, 2, 3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It is all Mater Cooper and Trosky National so far.
Oh, yeah. Been waiting for this one.
All right, welcome back. Trosky up 2-0 over the Sticks, and Jacob Mater Cooper on the mound for Trosky's been phenomenal. But Johnny Carver starting to pick it up a little bit, put up a 0 in the 4th, going to try to do it again here.
The sophomore coming in, kind of calming things down for the Sticks. They really need to get the offense going. Mater Cooper's kind of doing whatever he wants to them right now. But good for Carver to keep coming in, keeping things at the 2-0 deficit it is, which really isn't much. We all know 2 runs is nothing. But good poise from the young lefty, good feel for his stuff. He's filling up the strike zone with multiple pitches. All kinds of things to like here.
Quentin Marsh is the batter. First pitch he sees, hits it right back where it came from for a leadoff single.
Good at bat. I mean, you know, first pitch, tough to say good at bat, but you know, left on left, it's tough. Got a fastball in a hittable spot, didn't miss it, just back through the middle, keeping that approach back through the middle, using the whole part of the ballpark. Trosky's got a runner.
They've got a runner on, and while the score is low, I do feel like they've been able to take advantage and put some good barrels on the ball, make some things happen for themselves offensively. That one's inside, gets away. Marsh is going to take second. Hunter Carlson behind the plate for the Sticks.
In a potential bunt situation here. We'll see if it happens, but you know, I'm not necessarily even calling for it, but potential bunt situation here.
Andrew Bell, the batter, had a double his first at bat. We lost the fan, sorry.
If you heard a big boom, it was our source of air collapsing.
Woo, all right. We made it to Sunday.
Sunday afternoon even.
That's right. The thing that stands out to me, too, about this Trosky team is the margin of which they won their pool play games. I would say this is relatively good for the Sticks right now to have a close game. The bunt attempt unsuccessful. Ooh, that gets our home plate umpire right in the chest, so he's going to take a second. That's Peter Gaberti. He's going to need a moment.
It's actually going to be an interesting, we could have an interesting discussion about who's more annoyed that he didn't get that bunt down, his head coach or the umpire.
Here's a replay.
Ooh, yeah. He's got a protector on, but you're not, like, expecting to get punched in the chest by a baseball, you know?
It doesn't feel good.
It knocked his wind out for sure.
Yeah. Doesn't feel good at all.
He's tough. You can go walk it off.
That's right.
Yep, we're good.
Here we go. Let's go. So Trosky won their pool play games 9-2 over Knights 18U National, 9-0 over FTB Phillies American 2024, and 7-1 over Dallas Patriots. Pretty large margins, I would say, to win. So for the Sticks to be close like this, I think is a huge deal, especially they lost their starting guy early. They lost AJ Pino early. Johnny Carver had to come in to try to keep things close, and he has.
And he's been gifted a little bit more of an opportunity here with Bell failing to get the bunt down on 2 pretty buntable pitches. He's got him down 2 strikes. Can you finish him off? Kind of get a free out here.
Bell gets a hold of that one in the air, out of play. Heads up, guys.
But if you can get a strikeout here, or a weak pop-up on the infield, something like that, if you can hold that runner on second base while getting it out here, that's a big, big sigh of relief. Obviously, your work's not done, but you'd love to keep this runner at second base and getting out.
You got to think, too, that, I mentioned he's a Duke commit, that Chris Pollard's going to love what he's seeing. Maybe not the bunt attempt there, but what he's seen from Andrew Bell so far. Big moment for him here. Hits that ball in the air. Center fielder coming in, makes the catch. Marsh is going to stay.
There you go. Couldn't get the bunt down, couldn't get the runner over. Disappointing at bat there for sure, but the Sticks will take it, undoubtedly.
Yeah, missed opportunity. We talked about it. This is the point in which you're going to see a little more game, a little more small ball, a little more matchup moment, because you want to advance. You have to advance. Brock Kettleson, the batter, he singled his first at bat. Off speed gets him swinging for strike 1.
If you're going to slip on the mound, at least get a swing and miss on the end of that pitch.
No doubt.
And that's what happened. So no one's going to even remember that happened. That was just a swing and miss.
Accidental off speed. One away in the bottom of the 4th. Pretty pitch for strike 2.
Good slider there. I guess we could call that a sweeper. I haven't seen the track, man, but that's probably a sweeper.
The most popular pitch in the game.
I don't understand why people are annoyed by the fact that there's a new name for a pitch. Like, what? Who on earth cares?
Old school, new school. That's how it goes. We're all just one big melting pot, aren't we?
Yes.
We're like fondue.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
We're just like a pot of fondue.
A spicy, sometimes problematic fondue.
1-2 to Kettleson. Swings, lines it down the right field side. They're going to hold the runner up.
First baseman might have gotten a piece of that.
Yeah, he might have.
I think we'll see it on the replay for sure. I couldn't quite tell from our angle, but it looked like it was hit okay on a line. And then I think our first baseman may have gotten a piece of it reaching, and that's why it didn't go all the way to the right fielder. But either way, that'll go as a base hit, I'm sure. And we're going to get a mound visit from the Sticks. I think this is actually the 3rd different coach that's made a mound visit for the Sticks today, which is interesting.
So that'll be runners on the corners for Trosky. Just one away in the bottom of the 4th. That's going to do it for Johnny Carver. And when we come back, we'll introduce you to the new arm on the mound. Trosky's threatening again. They lead 2-0, bottom 4.
I never let myself believe that I was gonna be in the big leagues. I always worked for it until I achieved it. Back in Puerto Rico, I remember my dad would hit me ground balls from the top of the hill. That forced me to always move my feet. There were no limits to where I could go, so I played with no limits.
All right, welcome back. Close game. Trosky leads 2-0 over the Sticks, bottom of the 4th inning. It's been all Trosky in this game. In fact, the Sticks have yet to get a hit so far. Trosky's got 7 hits and 2 runs scored. Jupiter, Florida, home of the WWBA World Championship round of 16 here on PGTV. We'll be back tomorrow with our championship game. We hope that you'll join us. The Sticks have a new pitcher on the mound. We'll introduce you to him in just a moment. But I think the other thing I wanted to share about Trosky and what they've done really well in this game and what they've done all weekend long, Zach, 2-strike hitting, 2-out RBIs. They've been aggressive, and they've had really good pitching. Those have been the keys. That's what their coaching staff told me, but that's what we're seeing here in this game so far.
They're not giving away, they're not making mistakes. They're not giving away at bats at the plate, and they're not giving away outs in the field, and they're not giving away base runners on the mound. Like, those are the 3 things. They're playing really good defense, and their pitchers are helping them play defense by throwing so many strikes. The bases are free of traffic and all. And the timely hitting, like you talked about, is definitely something that has stood out.
Ridge Erickson, the batter, flew out to right his last at bat. All right, on the mound, we have Jesse Morrell, right-handed pitcher out of Jacksonville, Florida, uncommitted. Huge thanks to the Sticks for helping us out with that one. Oh, what a blast. That ball's gonna drop into center field. 2 runs are gonna score. Really great job by Ridge Erickson to drive in 2 to double the lead for Trosky. They lead 4-0 over the Sticks.
I'm going to get another look at it here. Good coil in that lower half. It's just a quick and efficient swing. He's strong enough to do damage without really trying to stretch his hands back and separate. Just get barrel on the ball, stay committed to the middle of the ballpark. Good things are going to happen. 4-0 Trosky very quickly here.
That'll bring up Reggie Sharp again. Had an RBI earlier in the game. Swings at the first pitch he sees, and it's a drive into left. A 1-out base hit for Reggie Sharp, doing what he does.
Stop me if you've heard this before. But Reggie Sharp just hit the ball on the barrel. You see it here. It's just simple. It's compact. There's not much to it. It's he repeats the swing well. He gets the barrel out front. And just trying to get barrel on ball. He's not trying to hit home runs. He knows that's not his game.
Right.
Just get barrel on ball, hit it where it's pitched, do a good job of that.
Turns the lineup over. Addison Klepsch back at the plate. He also had an RBI in this game already. Made it 2-0 Trosky. Got a little wind action here this afternoon.
Just a little bit.
Chops that ball foul. So I mentioned on the mound taking over Jesse Morrell in a tough spot. Gives up 2. Have you seen him pitch before?
No, this is my first look.
Okay.
And that's sometimes happens, and you know, especially if they're underclassmen like we talked about already. But yeah, sometimes you get your first look in Jupiter. That looks to be a pretty good breaking ball.
Fly ball just outside the infield. The catch is made for the 2nd out of the frame. Runners stay put. Connor Cunningham making the play for the Sticks.
See here, just keep throwing strikes. Just, yeah, you know, come in, that's your job. You're down. Your job is to keep it as close as it is now. It's a good off-speed pitch there, landed at the bottom of the zone for a strike. Get ahead, stay ahead. You got a couple runners on base. There's 2 outs. We understand that not all these base runners are your fault or whatever coming in out of the bullpen, but your job is to hold it right where it is.
Gunnar Guile into Trosky's dugout. He's behind 0-2 in the count. Bottom 4, 2 away.
Good pitch. It's like a changeup. He pulled the string onto the bottom of the zone, just below the knees. A pitch that may be called a strike if it's not swung at. Either way, a great location, great execution. Got an empty swing, did his job. But now, let's head to the 5th. Trosky up 4-0.
All right, welcome back. Trosky doubled their lead 4-0 over Sticks Baseball White Sox, top 5 at the WWBA World Championship. This game, the winner advances to the field of 8. And after that, it's the field of 4. So today you want to play 3 games, right? We started with 32 down to 16 and then to 8. And the winner of the field of 8 obviously advances to the final 4. Ball's hit on the ground, but foul. And as it stands right now, it's really been all Trosky. Jacob Mader-Cooper on the mound, back out there for the 5th, has done a fantastic job all game long, getting ahead of batters. That ball's in the air. It looks like it's going to be caught and getting ahead of guys and getting fly ball outs. Really just not – the defense hasn't had to work that hard today.
Yeah, and it's Trosky's taken really good at-bats. They have multiple guys with multiple hits. You know, they look great. But the story of this game for me has been Mader-Cooper, has been just how easy he's made it on his teammates. It's weak contact. It's lots of strikes. It's very up-tempo. The defense is engaged because they're doing very little just standing around and watching. And he's been out there in attack mode. You've heard me say that phrase 100 times already on this broadcast. I believe in it. Got to pitch in attack mode. And that there's no one who's doing it in this entire event quite like Mader-Cooper's doing it right now. Already ahead 0-2.
Working quickly. He's been ahead in most of his counts, barely getting to any 3-ball counts as well. That's a rip off the bat into left field all the way at the fence. Gone! A solo shot. I believe we have a pinch hitter.
Yeah, that was just, it got ahead 0-2, kind of put a fastball back in the exact same spot. He'd already thrown 2 of them. That's not necessarily what you want to do, even if you're totally confident with your stuff and your fastball quality. Just put it in a spot you shouldn't put it in and got hammered. I unfortunately don't see a 42 on my roster, so we're going to have to wait to see who that is because, you know, why, anyways. Jackson Aiken, we're told, hit that bomb, wearing a vastly different uniform jersey number. Maybe not. We'll figure that one out. This is what happens when you have 19 different jerseys.
That was a bomb.
It was a bomb.
That's
We can
what I
talk about
know.
that. We
That
can talk
was a
about
bomb
that.
to
It was a
left.
bomb, whoever it was.
Wow.
We're told someone potentially switched jerseys at mid-game. We don't know if that's true. We don't know a lot right now, but we're going to find out. We're dispatching Brenton Clark back to the Sticks dugout to discover exactly who that was. He's supposed to report back for us. We'll certainly find out who hit that home run in due course.
That would make sense that it was Jackson Aiken, but I can't be for certain. So apologize to his family.
Why give us rosters
But
with the wrong numbers?
I didn't get to say his name for the call. This is Bennett Career. Swing and a miss. There's Mater Cooper, comes back. Evens the count up 2-2. And gets him to chase for strike 3 and the third out of the frame. So Mater Cooper doing a good job, but the Sticks get on the board. A solo shot, a line drive to left field. Maybe Jackson Aiken. We will tell you who it was when we come back, bottom 5.
Oh, yeah. Been waiting for this one.
All right, the Sticks offense had been quiet until this. Jackson Aiken, line drive, left field solo shot to get his team on the board. They had one hit up until this moment off Jacob Mater Cooper, and that one goes over the fence to the trees, to that fan. Nice job by Aiken to get his team on the board and give a little life to them, get a little momentum going. They're running out of time here.
And we apologize for the confusion last half. Aiken is listed as number 16, is on the roster as number 16, and is in the lineup as number 16. So, of course, you'll understand when we saw number 42 hit that bomb, we weren't sure and wanted to make sure, but we talked to him in between innings. He assured us that it is him. It was him who hit the bomb, and he just didn't have the right jersey.
Didn't
so
have
he had
the
to
jersey.
switch numbers.
But we got him. We got him. We got you, buddy. So Trosky up by 3. Drew Rogers, the batter. He's been on base twice today. Line drives both down the left field line.
He's at 3 straight at bats, absolutely crushing baseballs.
That one up the middle. Shortstop fires over a bullet just in time for the out. Nice job by Landon Schaefer to make that play.
Just another look at that Rogers. That was just a fastball in the outer third. Rogers didn't quite wait long enough, so he got it off the end of the bat, kind of rolled the dribbler back up the middle. Good defense there from Schaefer, as he's known for across the country and in the class.
All right, we're going to have another pitching change here, bottom of the 5th with 1 out. Now that it's a 3-run game, maybe that changes the plans for the Sticks. Let's take a look at the big picture. Why don't we? We're in the playoffs. It's Sunday. Tomorrow is championship day, right? We've got our semifinals in the morning and then the championship right after that. It's one of my favorite days because there's so much chaos, right? The 2 winners that are going to advance, they've got to go through the morning first. So it's all decided right then and there. So here's big picture. As it stands right now, you can see field of 32 to field of 16 trying to advance to that 8. We're still looking for that last game at the bottom. The Charlotte Panthers, USA Prime Scout are trying to advance. You can see our game sack, Trosky and Sticks, who's going to advance to the field of 8.
And it's just going to get more and more intense the way we go along. You know, hard for me to make picks, but when the number 1 seed's still playing and the number 2 overall seed is still playing, you have to like those guys. Obviously, the Canes National and the New York Mets scout team playing against 5-star top tier. That's a heck of a semifinal game right there, quarterfinal, excuse me, whatever round we're in. And that's a really good game right there. That's 2 of the more talented rosters in attendance. But yeah, lots of good teams left, lots of good players left. We're rolling right along.
So we're at Roger Dean. The Cardinals and the Marlins share this complex, but for this weekend, Perfect Game takes over every year. This is the 25th year, your 10th, Zach.
Yep, my 10th.
Scouts, agents, college scouts, pro scouts, former players come around. The best travel teams in the country right here for 5 days, 6 days. And this is it. This is where you want to be. Deegan Kubat is going to be the new pitcher for the Sticks. Right-handed pitcher out of Dallas, Texas, uncommitted. What do you got?
Yeah, just you're trying to run out some guys here, making sure guys that you promised would throw in front of scouts have the opportunity to throw in case you lose. And that's with some righties due up in the lineup, potentially a good matchup as well for Kubat. So a good place to get him in. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Trosky's up 4-1. We finally had some signs of life offensively from the Sticks in the last inning, so maybe there's a comeback brewing, but they're going to have to post another 0 here.
Lincoln Garcia, the batter. He's walked and flown out so far in this game. 1 away, bottom 5. Rips that ball into right center. And they make the play 2 away. Bennett Career makes the grab.
Just quickly to continue updating the folks at home, as I promised I would. The Lions are up 28-10 at halftime. 28-10.
Who are they playing?
The Carolina Panthers. The best team in the NFL. The Lions are up 28-10 at halftime. Back to the baseball.
Back to the baseball. Josh Hansen will step up. Also walked. Grounded out in his last at bat. In pool play, the Sticks won 4-1, 6-5, 3-2. Their game's much closer than Trosky's games.
And then 1-0 in the first round of the playoffs
and
this morning.
And then 1-0 over FTB Phillies National. That's how they got to this one.
They're used to playing tight games. Trosky's, I wouldn't say been blowing people out, but they've been beating people pretty soundly. So 2 different paths to this one. And obviously, Trosky has been the one throwing all the punches so far.
Oh, gets him to reach and swing for the strikeout.
Good look like a slider, maybe a little cutter there. Commanded it perfectly, glove side, got an empty swing. Let's head to the 6th.
Welcome back to Jupiter, Florida, the 2023 WWBA World Championship. Danny Wexelman, Brian Sikowski on PGTV. Thanks for spending your afternoon with us as we move along playoff Sunday. We got a new arm on the mound. Brian, what do you got for me on this guy?
Yeah, this is Easton Miller, 6'1", 190-pound right-hander from Fort Collins, Colorado, Fossil Ridge High School. He is committed to attend the United States Air Force Academy, where he'll be a pitcher there as well. But what an outing by Jacob Mader Cooper. We have to talk about that. 5 innings, allowed just the 1 run on 2 hits, including that solo home run. Walked 2, struck out 5, was up to 91, kind of sat right at 87, 89 the whole way. Curveball and slider for strikes, changeup for strikes, all kinds of strikes, all tempo. Was a great outing for him, and now we'll see if Easton Miller can shut down the rest of the way.
Landon Schaefer, the batter, he was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Off the end of it, drops down, infield, sharp to first, makes the play. Reggie, so good.
Reggie Sharp.
Sharp.
That's the Reggie Sharp experience. This is the Reggie Sharp experience. He's going to get multiple hits. He's going to take good at-bats. He's probably going to come up with a huge RBI in a key spot, and he's going to play really good defense at second base. That's who he is. He's going to do that for multiple years in college.
So the thing, again, that people don't understand is that plays. That plays at every level, especially the big league level now. No more shift. That plays. You're going to see the difference between the elite defenders and the average defenders, and Reggie Sharp would fall over on the elite side because he can do things like that and he can move. I don't care how tall he is.
And that,
truly.
Realistically, like, you know, just to talk in terms of reality, yeah, he's undersized.
Yes.
He's 5'7", 145. He is probably not going to have a bunch of power at any point in his career. He's probably not going to be a home run guy.
No.
And he's going to play second base for the majority of his career. I would imagine he can probably play some outfield too if he wanted. We've seen him play some shortstop. But he's going to handle the bat. He's going to take good at bats. He's going to move runners. He's going to really contribute to team offense. He's going to play defense, and he's going to be a valuable member of the Michigan State Spartans for 4 years.
For 4 years. Listen, for me, when I see a guy like him, though, as Paxton Flagg is struck out, 2 away. When I see him, here's what I think is any team can use a guy who can hit for average and who can steal bags.
Absolutely.
Right? You're seeing dudes hit the 50 and 60 and 70 stolen base mark this year. That's not going to change. It's actually only going to go higher with the speed and the talent that is coming up, I think, through the league. So when I see Reggie Sharp, yeah, is he undersized? Yes, he is at the big league level, of course. But can he hit for average? Can he put the ball in play? Can he Ichiro Suzuki the ball? Yeah,
Sure.
he can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, he's a really good kid, too.
It's a great
he's a really
human.
awesome kid.
Great
you know.
human, no doubt. Hunter Carlson, the batter, with 2 away.
Seen Miller come in. He's got some electricity coming out of that right arm. That fastball's got heavy life to the arm side. We're doing a pretty good job behind the plate there, receiving him, of course, as Rogers does. But with that much life on the pitch, that one notwithstanding, it's tough sometimes for the catchers to really get their thumb underneath the ball that's moving arm side, that's sinking from right-handed pitchers. It's tough to do. So for Rogers to be able to do that, to stick that on the edge, to get that thumb underneath and present it, it's just another sign of a good receiver.
There it is again. There it is again. Easton Miller happy with his outing, happy with coming in and doing his job as a reliever. The game stays 4-1. Trosky, we go to the bottom of the 6th.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call it quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
I feel like Mike Jordan, give me the rock and I'm scoring. Hey, came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. I told him this ain't a game.
All right, welcome back to Jupiter, Florida. We got a couple clouds in the sky. Typical Florida weather. We're headed to the 7th inning. Trosky up 4-1, and we've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Sticks, Connor Brown, the lefty from Valley View. Well, excuse me, he's from Jonesboro, Arkansas, attends Valley View, uncommitted so far.
Big-bodied lefty. Looking forward to seeing what he's got. These big-bodied lefties, if they have stuff and they throw strikes, like these are obviously very, very hot commodities as far as uncommitted guys go. And he's uncommitted, listed as such. I'd imagine there will be some interested college scouts watching this one.
Do you think it's ironic he's wearing Sticks, plays for the Sticks?
I think that's right on the nose. I'm just glad that it's the number that he says he's wearing.
Yeah, I am as well. There's no doubt about it. This game has really been all Trosky. Jacob Mater-Cooper, who started this game, was fantastic. Easton Miller came in to relieve him and threw a scoreless inning. And the offense has been able to put up 4, but Jackson Aiken was able to hit a solo shot last inning to get the Sticks on the board. They finally got their first run in. They only had 1 hit up to that point as well, but they're running out of time in this game as we play 7 innings in just 2 hours. So we're starting to approach that time marker there for the Sticks to try to get a little bit closer in this one. But it's going to be up to Brown here to keep this game close, because it feels like Trosky has gotten base runners on. They've done a good job of taking advantage of their guys in scoring position.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the more base runners you have on, the more chaos you create, the more extra 90 feet you can take, the more runs you're going to score. It sounds simple because it is, but creating traffic on the base paths, it just wires everybody defensively a little bit tighter. More mistakes happen. There's less room for error for them. There's less margin for error for them. I'd expect more of the same this inning.
Got a little wind.
A little bit of a threatening breeze to my Florida.
You know, it
brain.
feels nice, but don't let it fool you. Don't let that nice breeze fool you too much.
My opinion on Florida is if I feel comfortable, that must mean rain is coming.
No, don't say that. Bottom 6th, excuse me, I said we were in the 7th. Bottom 6th here, Josh Hansen, the batter. I think that's Quentin Marsh.
It is, and that ball is crushed.
Crushed to right center all the way at the track. It's going to get to the fence. He's going to stand up with a leadoff double.
That ball was crushed. That barrel got out in a hurry. That's some serious whip to it. That's a left-handed pitcher on the mound with a little bit of funk and some angle. Look at the sequence here. Lifts that leg, breaks it on the front side. Barrel comes through with whip. He releases it on time. The path is clean. He generates backspin. And looking at that body, looking as much room as he still has to fill out, that's going to be a power threat.
Got to bring up Andrew Bell. Bell doubled his first at bat, squares around here and pulls it back.
This is actually a little deja vu. I'm pretty sure the last time these two came up, Marsh got on base, was on second, and Bell was tasked with bunting and couldn't get it down.
He couldn't get it down. He flew out.
So he's going to have an opportunity to make up for it here.
That one popped back.
An uncomfortable bunter is what this looks like right now.
Man. It's one of those things, you know, people wonder, why can't you just get it down? It's not that hard. You got to practice it. You can't just show up and do it. It is an art.
Absolutely. It's something you have to practice. It's not as simple as sticking the bat out. There's a serious art to it. There's a serious science to it.
It takes a hack, a healthy hack. It's into foul territory.
Now, you know, if you don't get either of the first 2 bunts down when you're told to, you got to get a hit now.
I think what's required is you have to hit a home run.
Yeah, you might have to hit a bomb, actually.
If you don't get the bunts down, you've got to hit a home run. It's a 1-2 count.
It's contractually obligated to hit a bomb now, unfortunately.
We'll see what Brown brings.
Breaking ball just missed. It was a good pitch. Just missed the zone, a good take. But a pretty good pitch there, not quite tempting enough.
Marsh on second. No outs, bottom 6. Fouls that pitch off.
Now you have to be in battle mode, of course. You get to 2 strikes. You're still looking to put a really good swing on a ball. You're still looking to drive a ball, but you have to be in defense mode.
Got him to swing and miss for the strikeout. Good pitch by Brown for the first out of the frame.
Yeah, it looks like he dove a little slider in there under the hands. I'm sure we'll be able to tell in the replay, but yeah, it looks like that's what that was. A little slider kind of running in under the hands. Couldn't quite get the barrel out front, and we're going to have another pitching change as Coach Brewster empties his bench of arms that need to be seen. And I think, Danny, we'll take a little break. We'll step away.
There's a lot of great players, but very few icons.
To be an icon, you have to be good on and off the field. The gold and black is iconic. I just love how they mesh together at the top.
The icon bat is very balanced and light feel, which allows you to trust your barrel. It feels good when you swing it.
Icon's different because the sweet spot felt huge.
The pop, you just throw the bat out and the ball just flies.
If you're an elite player, you'll love the icon.
Being in the wild is the best when you're with your family. We do all kinds of different things at camp. Go fish, surf, dive. I think I'll probably be coming out here the rest of my life.
The Sticks make another call to their pen. They trail by 3, bottom 6. They're trying to keep it that way, so they're going to bring on righty Brex Caldwell. Sack. This guy is going to come in. You've already seen him this week. Oklahoma State commit. They're going to try to get him on the mound to get his team back in the dugout.
Yeah, he's actually a 13U Select Fest alum. So shouts out to Jeremy Brown, hanging out back in Western Mass. If he's watching, shouts out Jeremy, of course. But yeah, Caldwell, a big physical righty, as you can see, committed to Oklahoma State. Generally in the mid-upper 80s with the fastball. There's a full pitch mix there. He kind of sinks the heater as well.
Brock Kettleson squaring around, pulls it back.
And his job is to, as you said, Danny, get him back in the dugout, keep that deficit at 3, give his offense a chance to swing the sticks. Don't allow any more runs here.
Kettleson 2 for 2 today. As he takes strike 1. Ball sails a little too far inside, 2-1 count. It's always nice to know what else these guys are interested in, what else they do. Brock Kettleson excelling as a lifeguard. Maybe during his free weeks during the summer. I don't know when he would be able to have time to do that.
He's in Southern California. It's a 12-month job.
Yeah, I forgot.
It's
That's
a 12-month job.
I'm thinking about Missouri. We close our pools. It's Memorial Day to Labor Day. Strict rules. There's no pool time open after that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Award-winning lifeguard. Take strike 2, full count.
I'm not taking anything away from being an award-winning lifeguard.
No. Here it comes.
I just want to know the stakes surrounding how you get awarded best lifeguard. Do you have to save somebody? Is it like a procedural thing? I want to talk to Brock after the game. I'll just be curious to
We'll
ask.
have to ask him about that. He's going to head back to the dugout, not to talk to us, but good pitch there from Caldwell for the strikeout.
Yeah, it looks like we just had a little bit of maybe a swing back fastball here. Caught the inner edge of the plate and had a little bit of arm side life to it. Kettleson thought it was in. It may have been a ball off the plate inside. And we are going to have yet another pitching change.
Yeah, Reggie Sharp is due to be the batter. No, excuse me, Ridge Erickson will be the batter. New arm on the mound for the Sticks. When we come back, we'll tell you about the new arm for the Sticks. It's a 4-1 game, bottom 6.
Oh, yeah.
Been waiting for this one.
All right, digging deeper into the pen, Sam Bettis comes on for the Sticks, the righty from Topeka, Kansas, committed to Kansas State. Again, it's a 3-run game. This is for a trip to the round of 8, right? Really important that they keep this game close. So the Sticks, they're going to keep bringing out their arms and try to keep it a 3-run game.
This is Sam Bettis, 2025 right-handed arm, 6'6", 225 pounds, big physical guy. He's from Topeka, Kansas, goes to P27 Academy, committed to Kansas State. He also has a twin brother, Max, who is committed to Kansas State, both 2025s, of course.
He's going to face Ridge Erickson. Runner on second, 2 away, bottom 6. Runner goes, throw down. Looks like it might have caught him, but he's safe.
Aggressive there. I like it from Marsh. Go ahead and feel like you have the guy timed already. You just stood there at second base and watched him warm up. I think that was the 5th guy he's watched warm up in the last 10 minutes. And, you know, take the jump. Go ahead. 2 outs. Get yourself into third base so you can maybe score on a wild pitch.
Bettis ahead, 0-2, it's ball 1. I mean, listen, Reggie Sharp on deck. I don't want to face him, I'll tell you that.
Definitely not with a man on third. That's almost a guaranteed single somewhere.
Put that on your bingo card.
Yeah, got to attack this guy. Got to get this guy.
2-2 pitch.
Perfect pitch.
Catches the zone for the strikeout. So good job by Bettis to come in, did his job. The pen showing up for the Sticks. They still trail by 3. Now we're going to go to the 7th. Sticks running out of time to try and get back in this one. All right, welcome back to Jupiter Top 7. Trosky National leads 4-1 over Sticks Baseball White Sox. This is getting down to the end, Brian. We're getting close to seeing who's going to win this game and advance to the round of 8. It's been all Trosky in this game, so Sticks trying to get back on it. They have one run solo shot from Jackson Aiken earlier in the game.
They got the top of the lineup here. Got Brenton Clark leading off. This is as good of a spot you could be in if you're trying to make a comeback, leading off with your guy. So important to get the leadoff guy on here, of course, as it is every inning. And Easton Miller had such a dominant 6th. Interesting to see what he looks like here in the 7th, quickly falling behind 2-0.
All right, so now you hear a little noise from the Sticks dugout. It's kind of been a quiet game on this field between the two. You think it'd be a little louder knowing what's at stake, but it's been a little quiet. It's a 3-1 count. And there's ball 4, so leadoff walk to Brenton Clark.
And that's it couldn't have gone any better if you're the Sticks. Get your leadoff guy on, get your leader on in Brenton Clark. Going to roll through the top of the lineup here. Obviously the danger man, Aiken, in the 5-hole, who's already gone yard today. If he were to get back up, obviously would be a trouble spot. But if you're Easton Miller, just you got to pound the zone. You have a 3-run lead. It's okay if you give up a hit. It's okay if you throw a fastball down the middle. The walks, though, are not what you want.
Comes back, first pitch, gets him to swing. This is Griffin Innes. He's done a great job so far relieving Jacob Mater Cooper. Ball's in the air, out of play.
Who's aiming at us there?
We don't have gloves. Please don't do that.
You'd protect me, right?
Of course I would.
Yeah, okay.
I got quick hands.
Just making sure.
Quick hands, strong hands. By the way, we talked about Easton Miller, Air Force commit. His grandpa served in the Navy, played college baseball too, and all he wants to do is follow in his grandpa's footsteps. His ball is low. He said, one day I'm going to be in the United States Air Force serving our country and protecting our freedom. I'll either be in special forces or a fighter pilot.
Cool.
Very cool. A ball is low. There's a couple guys we see who come through who obviously love the game, and there's awesome opportunities in college baseball to get to do both. I think Paul Skeens is probably the front man for a guy who wanted to do that before he transferred to LSU and made the decision. Baseball right now, he still wants to, I think, serve the country in some way, but what a great role model for these guys who want to do both, and they can.
Noah Song, a
Yes.
good recent example of that
Great
out of
example.
the Navy.
Great example. Full count. The ball's going to get away from Rogers. Clark advances to second. So back-to-back walks given up by Miller is going to bring up Connor Cunningham.
Miller just looks like he's rushing. He looks like he's really not kind of stacking himself over the rubber as he loads. He's rushing downhill. That front shoulder is kind of pulling open too early, and it's letting everything sail arm side. He needs to just get back into being himself, being compact through his delivery, being controlled, be in the zone. It was electric in his first inning because he was in the zone. Got to get back to that.
This is the most action the Sticks have seen in the game. Runners on first and second, no outs, top 7, and they've got their 3-hole guy coming up. The ball's hit in the air, left field towards the fence. The catch is made.
Big out there, right up against the fence. Tough to, I think that's Gunnar Guile there and left. Right up against the fence. It's a tougher play than you'd think because, you're coming in, you're not exactly sure where that fence is, so you're kind of waiting to hit it while at the same time trying to catch it.
Yeah.
And a good job of concentration there. A good job of Easton Miller to kind of lock himself back in there in that sense. So just keep throwing strikes, keep pumping.
Jack Meisner, the batter. Meisner first pitch swinging that one out of play. It feels like the Sticks are being more aggressive at the plate. Jackson Aiken on deck, the home run hitter, the solo shot, the only run for the Sticks.
I'm told we have quite the battle happening in the Canes top tier game at the moment. We'll have to check on that later.
Keep
As
an-
expected, of course.
Of course.
As expected.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. You can go online to watch that. Keep those scores. Keep check of those scores. 0-2 pitch coming to Meisner. And there's a strikeout. So Easton Miller comes back. Meisner not necessarily in agreement, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't get final say. 2 away.
Yeah, it's just a fastball in the inner third of the plate. I don't think that's, no, Rogers didn't want it there. He was set up on the outer third, had to reach across. But, fastball in the inner third at the knees, right in a good spot. Have to battle that off if you're the hitter. And Trosky is 1 out away from the Elite Eight.
So Jackson Aiken, the batter, he takes ball 1 high. Interesting setup a little bit here for the defense. Third base, just a step or 2 off the line, pretty deep as well. Shortstop, you can see on the grass, Reggie Sharp is nearing that as well. So they're giving him space. They're respecting the strength that Aiken has.
This is what we call no doubles.
Yeah.
Guarding the lines, the outfield's playing extremely deep. No one cares if he hits a flare single because they're up 3. Trying not to let base runners get an extra 90 feet unnecessarily, trying not to let 2 runs score when only 1 should be allowed, something like that. That's what this defensive mentality is trying to do.
Easton Miller also being careful as well with him. 3-0 count to Aiken. There's strike 1.
Perfect pitch at the knees. Just stay right there. I believe we were told top tier's taking a 5-4 lead in the 7th over the Canes, as well as Florida Pokers are our first quarterfinalist into the Elite Eight. We're going to have another one here
They're the
shortly.
2 seed, right?
Yeah, number 2 overall seed.
Big deal.
We'll have to check on how Doolin's doing as the number 1 overall seed, but either way, things progressing here in Jupiter, Florida. More and more people headed to the airport. We're told Doolin's are up by 1 run in the top of the 6th. Someone just must have dumped
Full
Gatorade.
count, swing and a miss for the strikeout. Easton Miller gets Jackson Aiken. It's a foul tip.
Looks like it must have been fouled off.
I got a bunch of guys standing in front of me right now. I can't see behind the batter. There they are. As they should be out of the dugout. They're excited.
Sure.
We're excited. Tying run at the plate. Aiken, line drive, drops it into center. 1 run scores. The ball gets past third.
That's that extra mistake. That right there. That's exactly that extra mistake you're trying to prevent.
Yeah.
It's a base hit to center. That runner from second base is going to score. So what? That runner from first, you're trying to prevent him from getting to third, but the extra mistake is the hitter now getting all the way to second base. A good piece of hitting, base hit into center field. Everything's going well. You're acknowledging the run's going to score. You're trying to keep that guy for, most importantly, you're trying to keep the backside runner there, who is the hitter, from advancing an extra 90 feet into scoring position. That guy was going to be safe at third. There's no reason to come up and try and make a throw like that, especially when you skip it past your third baseman, and now your hitter's at second base, and with 2 outs, there's 2 men in scoring position, and a repeat of that same hit is a tie game. That 90 feet matters.
Jackson Aiken once again coming up clutch for his Sticks team, extending the inning. That's a 2-out RBI. He's on second. Griffin Innes is on third base. And now you've got Paulino Santana coming up to the plate. I didn't mention, by the way, Santana, number 2 international signing player on MLB.com, I do believe. That signing period is January 15th. And I'm told that there are some pretty big teams interested in him.
Very talented player. Very, very talented. He's in a big spot here.
He takes strike 1. Again, 2 on, 2 down, top 7. Trosky up by 2. Santana, line drive into right. 2 runs are gonna score.
And just like that, we're all tied up.
We're all tied up
on a great swing. A great swing there. Not trying to do too much with Santana. Just hit a laser beam to right. Got a pitch out over the outer third of the plate. Didn't try and pull it. Didn't try and do too much. Just hit it back where it's pitched. Ball was hit really well. It was stung. That's bat speed. That's rotational acceleration. That's good hitting ability. And like I said, look at what came back to haunt him.
Right.
Look at what came back to haunt him. It was a mistake on that throw that allowed the hitter to get to second base on the last play, and that runner scores. He would not have scored if he'd been at first base on that hit from Santana. But that's where we are. Got to limit those mistakes. Just like that, sticks are alive.
Bennett Career, the batter, 1-0 count to him. The Sticks had 1 hit up until the 5th. Jackson Aiken hit a solo home run to get the Sticks on the board. They've put up 3 in the 7th to tie the game. Santana down to second. Sharp can't make the catch, so he'll slide in safely. So now he's in scoring position.
Yeah, Rogers, I think, rushed there a little bit. I think he had more time than he thought he did. He got out of his crouch quick, like he is quick. He is a twitchy defender. We've talked about that. But it just felt like he kind of rushed the throw, like he could have taken that extra split second to really stabilize his balance, his core. And we should get a replay here. Good jump from Santana, good speed. But, yeah, that throw into the second base side of the bag, bounced. Just not a good throw from Rogers. There, Sharp had no chance.
2-0 count to Career. There's a strike. It's a 2-1 count. So Easton Miller is walking off the field.
Not entirely sure what's happening here.
I don't know if he knew what the count was.
Where was the ball? Where was the ball? Not the first one, not the second one.
I think every single person on the field is confused right now.
Where was the ball?
Looks like there's some discrepancy on how many outs there were, maybe. The umpires have cleared the field. We're saying that that's 3 outs. We're going to head to the bottom of the 7th. The Sticks have tied it up. And
All right, so we're going to walk through this with you guys at home watching right now. So there's a runner on second. Santana just stole second. The batter at the plate is Bennett Career. I had a 2-1 count.
so we're calling that a
but
strike.
That looked 2. That actually looked like he said 2.
It looked like it, but it's...
And there's Easton Miller walking off the field.
Umpire turned around to check with the scorekeeper to see what he had. Not entirely sure. I'm sure that the focal point now is on our scorekeeper behind the plate to see what he had, because that's the official record. That's the official book. Whatever the Diamondcast has behind the plate.
So Diamondcast had 2 balls, and then that strike that you just saw there.
So we're thinking it was either 2-1 or 2-0 even?
No, because that pitch that Miller just threw was a strike, right?
Yes, yeah, that pitch was a strike. It's just
ball, steal.
If it wasn't strike 3, yeah, I'm not. If it wasn't strike 3, what are we doing? But if it was strike 3, then let's play ball. Like, let's keep rolling. But
Santana's over at second base, hanging out right now, just waiting for the official call while his teammates watch on.
This is going to have to be. Umpires are going to talk it over here. Like I said, I'm sure there's been a heavy amount of dialogue with the scorekeeper on the Diamondcast app behind the plate.
There had to be some drama at the end of the game, right?
Absolutely.
This game was quiet. Trosky made all the noise in this game. If you're just joining right now, they had a 4-run lead, and then in the 5th, Sticks got on the board. Jackson Aiken hit a solo home run, made it 4-1. And now the Sticks have put up 3 in the 7th to tie the game. And the go-ahead run is on second in Santana.
Still trying to figure it out. Looks like we have an umpire supervisor on the field now. He's in discussion with our crew. That is who that is. He's one of our umpire supervisors. Anytime there's a big discrepancy like this, these guys are here at our big events. They're here to help with the rules interpretations, things like that. They do a great job. Obviously, all of our umpires do a great job.
I'm not a great lip reader.
I'm going to head back here to the iPad, to the official Diamondcast scorebook. That is the official book of the Perfect Game events. We're told the truck had 2-1 as the count. And then that pitch is thrown, called a strike, which should make it 2-2 with Santana on second base. If that's correct, then I see why the Sticks were upset. Looks like we may have a resolution here.
So Easton Miller was walking off pretty confident.
Yes, he was.
We have a little rain starting to come down here.
It looks like we're going to say that was strike 3. The Sticks are taking the field. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th here as the rain starts to pour.
So that was strike 3. So that ends the frame, ends the threat. The Sticks able to put 3 up and tie this game. We go to the bottom of the 7th with a trip to the round of 8 on the line.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
I feel like Mike, Jordan, give me the rock and I'm scoring. Ay, came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. I told him this ain't a game.
Welcome back to Jupiter, Florida, the 2023 WWBA World Championship. We have the Sticks, we have Trosky National with a trip to the round of 8 on the line. A little clarification from the last half inning. It was actually 3 strikes. That's what we're told. You just went to chat with someone. What did you hear?
I did. I went and chatted with Jeff Sullivan, who's the recruiting coordinator of the Sticks Club, a big national recruiter who does an incredible job. He's done it in multiple orgs now. But anyways, enough about Jeff. Went and talked to him. He says that they thought that it was 2-1, like we said, but the umpire was saying that the first pitch of that at-bat was a called strike, and they had it wrong, and our DK had it wrong. So therefore, that last pitch, while called a strike or called on the swing, whatever it was, that becomes strike 3. So there was just a little bit of a miscommunication, I guess.
Well, Reggie Sharp doing what he does on the ground. Nice job by the shortstop to stay down as the rain is coming down. Landon Schaefer making the play one way. We've got a new pitcher on the mound. Again, the Sticks really reaching deep. Johnny Casale, the righty from Scottsdale, Arizona, committed to LMU.
One pitch, one out there. Get a ground ball from Reggie Sharp. Always good to retire a dangerous hitter, but now you got to flip the lineup.
Addy Klepsch, the leadoff hitter at the plate.
And if Trosky were not to score, since we are not into the semifinal round yet, I believe extra innings will be the California rule.
Yes.
Where we will load the bases, have one out,
yes,
and play chaos ball.
Love it.
I love chaos ball.
Fouls that off.
It's done for exactly the reason you think it's done for. It's so that we don't have 19-inning extra inning games while we're trying to play more today
I never
on the
mind
same
it.
field.
I never mind it. I really don't.
We're going to try and get us a winner as quickly as possible.
I think it's fair.
Good pitch. Good pitch, good spot. Just was a ball, and a good take, even better take.
Klepsch, hard hit, gets through the infield on the left side. Large turn at first. And he heads back to the bag. So 1-out base hit for Addy Klepsch.
That's the base runner they need. I would be surprised by a bunt here, I guess, though with Drew Rogers on deck, and then maybe you are going to go ahead and assume an intentional walk. There's all kinds of gamesmanship at play in this situation. I think you just let the guy hit, especially with a lefty on the mound.
Check over.
This would be something, though, for Trosky. Let him come all the way back and then just go ahead and walk it off anyways.
Sticks made it interesting. They put up 3 in the top of the 7th to tie the game. They hadn't had a hit, but they hadn't had a run until the 5th inning. They only had 1 hit. 0-1 to Guile. Swing and a miss. So Casale ahead, 0-2.
We're told that #1 overall seed Doolin's Dodgers has won 7-6. They are through to the round of 8.
Guile on the ground to second. That's the second out of the frame.
As well as the original Florida Pokers, giving us 2 of our 8 quarterfinalists.
Tickets being punched.
This is just a standard ground ball to second. You know, you'd love to turn a double play there, but no reason to push that. It looks like we're going to intentionally walk Rogers here, which is what I would do.
I heard some boos out there.
Which is what I, too, would do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The 3-hole hitter, the perfect game All-American. The bat is as dangerous as they come. So that'll bring up Lincoln Garcia with runners on first and second, 2 away, bottom 7.
We'll see a courtesy runner there for Rogers, as we usually do, though that run obviously doesn't matter, because if the guy in front of him scores, the game is over.
That's right. And it looks like we're going to see a defensive switch as well for the Sticks.
Need to bring in an arm.
Bennett Career is going to head out to right field.
Yeah, I got to put the arm in right field in case there's a ground ball through and you need to throw out a runner at the plate. We're getting some heavier rain here, but it feels like we're able to play through this one. We have many, many blankets for covering various electronics. Doing a great job back here.
It's the strike to Garcia.
It's like 0-1.
Casale's going to step off. Big moment for him. The bullpen getting it done for the Sticks that they're able to actually get through this one.
I lost count of the amount of pitchers they've used today at 7 or 8, whatever it is, but they have gotten some really good relief work from various guys. They've gotten guys who've come in with runners on base and shut things down. Obviously, Casale started this inning, but still, the bullpen has done the job for the Sticks. They held it close. They let their offense get back into it like we saw last inning, and now need to send them in extras.
The Sticks played close games in pool play. They are much more accustomed to this than Trosky has been. Trosky blew out their games. So this is what the Sticks are used to. 0-2 count to Garcia.
This is the 7th Sticks pitcher, we're told. Shouts out to the booth. Thank you very much.
Deep bullpen. Two on, 2 down, bottom 7, 0-2 pitch coming to Lincoln Garcia. Pulls it off, out of play. Garcia 0 for 2 with a walk. That walk was all the way back in the first inning. Swing and a miss. He gets the strikeout. How about the bullpen for the Sticks? They're the MVP so far in this one, coming up clutch.
We're going to go to extra innings. Great job there by Casale. Chaos baseball when we come back.
Recap for you. Trosky scored 2 in the second, 2 in the fourth. The Sticks had only had a hit up until the fifth. 1 hit, and then Jackson Aiken hit.
What a perfect time to put a bow on an incredible summer around amateur baseball. Hi there, folks. My name is Darren Sutton, and you found Perfect Game Weekly. We're presented by Rawlings. And speaking of the summer that was, we've got some great stories as we look back. The story of Anson Seibert, a right-handed pitcher from Kansas who went to Perfect Game's All-American Classic and touched 96 miles an hour. We'll get to know Rashad Hayes. He's from Oakland, California, and not too far from there is Stanford. This talented 2025 is a Stanford commit. He's got a favorite player, Rashad Hayes. It's Jazz Chisholm. My conversation with Jazz Chisholm, one of the faces of U25, if you will, the young players in baseball leading the way. A great conversation that I had this summer with Jazz Chisholm. But let's get it going. And I'm not really excited to go on a road trip. We've spent all summer on road trips, but just one more for you because we've wrapped up Perfect Game's All-Star season in August and September. Here's a look back. Let's crank it up. It's a road trip. We start Marietta, Georgia. 12U Select Festival. This one wild. Noah Gerolimic with 2 home runs for the East. Peyton Lopez with 2 for the West. The ball was flying out of the East Cobb complex, but it was Great Falls, Virginia's Trent O'Malley with the biggest swing of all.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
This 10th inning, 3-run walk-off shot completed, an 11-run comeback for the East. They win the 12U Select Fest, 18-16. To Knoxville, Tennessee, and the 13U Select Festival. The outcome here was never in doubt. The West cruised to a 20-5 win, but the signature moment in this one came in the top of the 7th, where Puyallup, Washington's Braden Landry made history. This 2-run shot made him the first player ever in this game to send one over the wall. This isn't Little League Park here, folks. This is Lindsey Nelson Stadium, where Tony Vitello's Volunteers played. We're talking 320 down the line. 14-year-old Braden Landry. Get it done. To Fort Myers, Florida, and Jet Blue Park, the spring home of the Boston Red Sox, and the Labor Day weekend home of PG's 14U Select Festival for nearly a decade. We pick it up in the bottom of the 2nd, where left-hander Anaisio Ortiz stepped onto the biggest stage of his life, and he put on a show. The Brooklyn, New York native was up to 89 while striking out the side on 17 pitches. That performance propelled the 15-year-old Ortiz from 133 in the rankings all the way up to 29th in the 2026 newest rankings. The West, by the way, would eventually win this one 10-9 in extras. To Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona, and the 21st playing of the All-American Classic. This one was a back-and-forth affair that the West would eventually win 4-3. The signature moment, though, look no further than Las Vegas, Nevada's Ty Southasine. Check out this sweet backhanded scoop, slide, and fire to get Caden Lopez in the bottom of the 7th. Oh, Ty Southasine takes his place alongside 2016 alum Nick Allen on the Mount Rushmore of defensive plays we've seen all time at the Classic. Our final stop is Wrigley Field in Chicago, where Jordan Lawler made his big league debut. Now, we've known Jordan for many, many years. The shortstop was a 14U Select Festival alum in 2017, a PG All-American in 2020. He was the 6th overall pick by Arizona in the 21 draft, and last Thursday, became the first in his graduating class to get to the big leagues. The 21-year-old wasted no time making his mark, legging out an infield single for his first major league hit in his 2nd at bat. And then this absolute gem to rob Nico Horner in the bottom of the 4th inning. Oh my goodness, what a play. Welcome to the big leagues, Jordan Lawler. Jordan Lawler, what a celebration of the sport. One of the great youngsters in the game coming to the forefront, like Jazz Chisholm. When we come back, my conversation with the face of MLB The Show, Jazz Chisholm, the Marlins center fielder. But first, a conversation with the man out of Kansas. It's Anson Seibert, up to 96 at Perfect Game's All-American Classic. His dreams, his appetite. You'll find a little bit out about that. This is PG Weekly, we're presented by Rollins.
Well, the first thing you're going to notice is size. He is 6'9", 225, and he is every bit of that when you stand next to him. Trust me.
I am high on what I have seen from this guy. That is a funky plane. It's tough to prep for. It's unique. It's deceptive. Pretty special stuff right here.
1-2 fastball, 96 miles an hour. And Anson just struck out the side. Now that's how you make a statement at Perfect Game's All-American Classic, and Anson did just that. You get one shot. You step onto that mound, you get 3 outs in the game. Well, how about striking out the side near perfection and doing so on 15 pitches? Anson Seibert, incredible. Standing 6 feet 9 inches tall, a man who has huge dreams for next year's draft. Let's pause right there. Let's learn about the man who emulates another big leaguer who stands about 6'8", and he's learned a lot from. Here's the story of Anson Seibert.
I'm Anson Seibert. I'm from Overland Park, Kansas. I love it there. Most people are just like, oh, what's there to do in Kansas? But it's a lot of fun. First, we'd probably go to Jack Stack because the barbecue is always the best in Kansas. Probably go to the pool. Top golf, maybe. I mean, it's a fun time in Kansas. We're not as big, because there's not as many buildings, I guess. But I mean, 10 minutes away is just fields. So obviously I'm tall. I'm 6'9", and from 8th grade to the start of freshman year, I grew 8 inches. So I had to quit basketball. I just played baseball. Then I had to take a year off because of my arm. I had to shorten my arm up because my arms were getting way too long for like baseball, obviously. So I had to shorten it so my arm wouldn't hurt.
Beautiful 86-mile-an-hour changeup. When I saw him last year, he struck out 6 out of 6 hitters, but never used that pitch, and it was a doozy.
Shortening my arm path I just had to get used to it. It took me like a couple months, but once I got it, it was like night and day difference.
Throws his fastball anywhere and lets it rise.
One thing I learned about the game was different pitchers and how they move differently. So I studied them, like Tyler Glasnow, because he's my same height almost. So just being efficient with my body. Now I'm trying to maintain and be consistent, but also my spin rate went up a lot higher. My fastball is like 2,600 spins, so it just rises. So it's kind of hard to catch up to and like make contact with. So.
And that's a wave of them in.
The best thing about being 6'9" is probably just being able to throw it down at the zone because it's coming from such a high release point and it's just overpowered. And then the worst is probably hitting my head on doorways, especially at hotels. It's the worst.
Why Tennessee?
Their coaching staff is just top tier. So I actually called Tony the night before I was gonna pitch and he offered me, so I just took it and then I went home without even pitching. So it worked out. From Tony Vitello, how's Anson besides tall? I would say I'm a fun guy to be around. I do a lot of baseball, obviously, but I work hard and I try to eat a lot of meat, obviously, keep my body weight up. Like breakfast, lunch, dinner, I'll probably have like sausage, steaks, chicken. My favorite food's hot dogs, chili cheese hot dogs. I'll probably have like 3 for dinner. If I were to tell myself when I was 6'1" in 8th grade, I would probably tell him it'll all be fine, you're gonna throw pretty hard, and you'll learn how to use your body. I'm just gonna keep working, throw harder, and I'm hoping to get drafted, obviously. Hopefully in the first 15 picks. I know that's a wild statement, but gotta be confident.
Much like adding the chili on top of the hot dog and the way he likes it presented, I'm adding metrics on top of metrics. He talked about his spin rate, and he's right. But how about 20.1 inches of induced vertical break? That means jumping up when it gets to the plate after going downhill. That is elite. The changeup, 15.4 inches of horizontal dive. The slider, same thing, 15.9 inches of horizontal dive the other way. Righties, lefties, good luck. This is gifted, gifted stuff. Excited to see the future of Anson Seibert. When we come back, we'll get to know a young man who's got a bright future as well. He's headed to Stanford, and there's a reason why. Rashad Hayes on the field, incredible. In the classroom, even better. The story of the man out of Oakland, California. This is Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings. This is Perfect Game Weekly. We are presented by Rawlings. It's that question that we ask about the elite programs. And for Stanford in Northern California, it's a little bit deeper. So what does it take to play for Dave Esker? What does it take to be a Stanford Cardinal? You think about who they are as a baseball team. They've been to the College World Series 19 times. But bigger than that, they've been to the College World Series the last 3 times they've held the event, in 21, 22, and 23. So what does it take to be that player? Well, you're going to Stanford. You have to take care of your business in the classroom. And also, as far as that journey to Omaha, you've got to be an incredible baseball player. So the list goes from this to this of those that can qualify for being a Stanford baseball player. One of those is from Oakland, California, a shortstop. A generation back, we think about Jimmy Rollins. This generation going forward, he's a talented 2025. He's a Stanford commit. Let's meet Rashad Hayes.
I love baseball, man. Once it kind of like took over my life, I just kind of like stepped back and really like looked at it like, do I enjoy playing this game? And I love it. Like every time I come out here, being on the field, it's big for me. Like it's like an escape, you know, like get away, just play free, be free from everything else, you know. So I love this game. It means a lot to me. My name is Rashad Hayes. I go to Bishop O'Dowd in Oakland. It's a prep school. From my perspective, Oakland baseball, it's pretty powerful. It has a lot of roots. There's some really good guys to come out of there. Like one of my favorites, Jimmy Rollins, who comes back a lot. Played for my grandfather, actually. My grandfather was a coach. He actually the one who started me in the sport. He put me in when I was 2. My dad never played, so he put me in, put my dad on the road, and then like from there it just kind of took off. It took over my life, so now it's everything.
What does it take to be a Stanford guy?
I just think it takes, a lot of hard work, of course. Like that's the most generic answer, but it's true. Like you got to be really dedicated, especially in not only in sports but off the field as well, like in school. Because I know I dedicate a lot of time to both. So I went to a camp before I even got to high school, and that's when they first seen me. And then after a while, like it was little talks. I had started picking up a lot of traction after I think it was the Perfect Game MLK tournament. So I picked up a lot of traction there, started talking to a lot of coaches. I talked it over with my family, and it was just like, everything was perfect because it was close to home. It's really big on school, which my mom is always on me about it. And then they also has a great baseball program, which like tops everything off. So it was just perfect. My mom's name is Dominique Hayes. She's everything to me. She brought me into this world. Like, she keeps pushing me. She pushes me every day to be better, to be the best player I can be. She motivates me. She tells me that I can do it. I'm like, be confident in myself. Like, pushes God into me. Like she's really religious. I love her. I love her to death, and she's everything to me. My dad is actually a senior. His name is Rashad Hayes too. He's the one who takes me. He takes me everywhere. He works with me. He's my trainer. Like, he never played the game, but he spends so much time studying it just so he can help me. He watches a lot of video. I love him, man. He's great. He brought me out here. He brings me everywhere I go. Man, I know a lot of upcoming young African-American players we're coming. There's a lot of us, and I think there's gonna be a big change in the future for sure. Playing in like those events with MLB develops, like Hank Aaron Breakthrough, it's been some of the most fun I've ever had playing baseball, being able to connect with guys who look like me. And because when you travel around in these travel ball games, there's not many of us, so being able to play with a team like that of everybody who looks like you it's amazing, man. There's been a lot of people like who've told me I couldn't play infield because I was bigger, I'm athletic, like I can go run down a pop-up, but I never let nobody really like try to take my joy. So that's what I mean when I say that, like for a young African American, don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do.
One of my favorite conversations with any athlete I was able to have this summer. Don't let anybody take your joy or tell you what you can and cannot do. Except for if your mom, Dominique. Now, she's not taking joy. She's gaining joy from what he's doing in the classroom. Remember, he touched on it. His schedule, rigorous in the fall. How about AP Environmental Sciences, AP African American Studies, and just for good measure, Honors Pre-Calc. That's part of a full load in his junior year. Then there's the weight room. Then there's the baseball field. What a bright, bright future for Rashad Hayes. And I said it earlier, by the way, his 2 favorite players that he shared with us this summer, Tim Anderson of the Chicago White Sox and Jazz Chisholm. When we come back, one of the great young faces of baseball, it's my conversation with Jazz Chisholm. This is Perfect Game Weekly. We're presented by Rawlings. This is Perfect Game Weekly, and we are presented by Rawlings. We touched on it last segment. Jazz Chisholm. So many young players that we're around on the day-to-day look up to this athlete, and for so many reasons, the energy, the passion, the joy, the swagger on the field, and he delivers. And then if you're 25 years old and you're the cover boy of the brand new edition of MLB The Show, as occurred in 2023, then you've gone to the next level. Jazz Chisholm, a gifted athlete, changing the face of baseball with a brand new position this year, from a middle infielder to center field. Here's my conversation with the Marlins star. You're kind of famous in our space, meaning the amateur baseball space, for connecting in a way that I think we don't expect. In other words, there's an event in Jupiter. That's where you can work out whenever you want in the wintertime. But there's a million 17 and 18-year-olds running around trying to get to where you're at, and you've been known to pop out and talk to a lot of them. Why?
It's because, like, I live right there, so, like, that's one thing is, like, I live there. And the other thing is that, like, when I was coming up, if I had a chance to talk to my favorite baseball player or a big leaguer to come around and just tell me about how it is to be in the big leagues or how it is to be a professional baseball player to get where he is already, he's the guy that I want to be like and who I want to be. I mean, I feel like that does a lot. That boosts a kid's not only ego, but that boosts his work ethic. He's gonna meet the guy and meet the person who he wants to be like, and he's gonna be like, wow, let me ask him, like, what does it take to get here? And when he tells him what it takes, he's gonna work his butt off to go do that. You know what I mean? Like, I met Michael Jordan when I was 10 years old in the Bahamas. He didn't even sign the picture for me that I asked him to sign. He told me to make him want my autograph one day. So in my head, that's like, okay, one day I gotta get a Jordan deal. So I gotta bust my butt to get a Jordan deal, and now it's here today. So like, it's just like that, you know what I mean?
Wow, and it was on from there.
It's like the hard work pays off. Like I'm 25 now, that was 15 years ago that happened. So like, for 15 years I've been chasing one dream.
They love Jazz Chisholm Jr.
One of my favorite quotes you gave is simple. It's a simple quote. My strength is having fun. The more fun I have, the better I play. Expound.
So like, when you have fun, it's like you're brain dead. You're not thinking. You know what I mean? Like, you're outside of your own headspace and you're just watching yourself play from a bird's eye view, enjoying the moment and just like in the moment. So like, yeah, like that's how I feel. Like, for me, if I'm in my head and thinking too much about it and thinking like, what am I doing wrong and this and that, like, I'm not gonna enjoy it, because now I'm making it a job for me to work harder and do all these things when it's supposed to be like, I'm supposed to be playing a game and having fun. Like how my little brother's doing right now. He's in Little League, okay, like, hey man, how your swing feeling? Like, what you feel? He's like, man, I just see it and I hit it. I try to hit it up there. Okay, cool, I'm gonna try that too. Like, let's do it. And then sometimes you go in the game and it works. It's like, I go out there trying to play a video game every day. Like, I want to put up video game numbers. I want to like go do video game stuff. Like, you know, a play that nobody would ever think that you would make a play, like 5'11", 170 pounds. That guy's supposed to be either he's a contact hitter or he's a speed demon, or he can make some defensive plays. He's not supposed to be hitting balls 450 feet. I'm one of those guys that can do that, you know what I mean? Like, I only weigh like 177 pounds to 180 pounds, so like, I mean, I'm not that big, but I got a little thump in my bat, so like, I think of everything in that way.
And Jazz with a drive out to right field, turning, looking, gone! Two-run homer! And the Marlins take the lead.
Numbers tell me that you're a way better hitter with runners on base. What's that mentality? For even a young hitter that's going to listen to your answer, how do you slow things down?
I feel like I lock in more when I hear the noise get louder and everybody's starting to looking like, okay, like this is a high pressure situation. I feel like my skin and my everything just like toughens up. I don't know, it's just like something that in my brain, it just flips and I just black out. Yeah, I'm black out. I go, runners on base is like second and third base. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go black out right quick. I might wake right back up when I'm jogging around the bases or something, like running the third or something like that. Like I'm yelling or something and I'm like, bro, what happened? Like, it's just like something that clicks in my mind that locks me in and I just forget about it.
How proud are you of being from the Bahamas?
Being proud is like an understatement. I'm still speechless to be from where I'm from and getting the recognition that I get every day, you know what I mean? Like, we have probably 4 NBA players that's in the NBA and only me in the big leagues right now, excluding the coach, Anton Richardson for the Giants. So the word is just like stuck at the back of my throat that I could say. It's like a world of gratitude, I would say, to even be recognized. And I'm from an island or a country that probably has the same amount of people as the city that I play in. So a lot of guys don't get to go off to school to do what I did and to even get that experience. So I feel like at home, if we had more recognition from the Bahamas and more people to go down and see what the talent that they have down there, it would be crazy for the league.
By the way, he wears the jump man on everything that he does in Major League Baseball. Jazz got that Jordan Brand's deal. Also fun to see Jazz around Jupiter. He referenced it, and it's important to understand that we are going to be all over that great event, the World Wood Bat Association World Championship, the first week of October. It's so rich with history, nearly 1,200 Major League alums, so keep it right here. We're going to cover it. We'll have live events. We'll have coverage, feature coverage as well from the WWBA World Championship in Jupiter, Florida. And if you like what you see on your regional sports network, go ahead and find us on Roku or Vizio or so many great streaming platforms. Or better yet, take the app with you. Put it on your smart device or on that great smart TV, and do so by scanning the QR code that you see right here. On behalf of Perfect Game and our entire production team, this has been Perfect Game Weekly. We're presented by Rollins.
huge shout out to our camera crew, of course, all day. 2 games here, our entire truck, our entire crew, producer Megan Kane, director Steve Banta, of course, David Ronsley, who was with me earlier today, Brian Sikowski on the call for this second game. Darren Sutton and David Ronsley will be on the call tomorrow, Championship Monday, back here on PGTV. We got you covered. I'm Danny Wexelman. Thanks for hanging with us.